It's May of 2023. I'm standing under a tree on that stretch of road that runs along the canal between Boadilla del Camino and Fromista. I'm on the phone talking to someone from Spain's emergency services, trying to explain my location and describe the situation. Next to me is a friend I've been walking with who's holding a towel on the forehead of an 80-year-old Frenchman and trying to stop the bleeding. He's barely conscious, and every minute or so the light goes out and he slumps down, and my friend has to try to keep him awake. Neither of us is sure we are doing this right. We were walking along and just found him. We don't know how long he was lying there, I tell the woman on the phone. It's not a dangerous piece of road. It really couldn't be any flatter or less treacherous. There are cobblestones embedded in the compacted dirt, but hardly a place you would expect to find someone with a head injury. I communicate our location as best I can, and they tell me it will be about 7 minutes. I hang up and hover over my friend, who keeps talking to him, though he speaks no English. From the few words we can get out of him, it's clear he's French. We don't know his name or how he came to be in the road. Several other pilgrims walk by, not wanting to get involved. I ask, but none of them speaks French. The first person said he would find help in Fromista, but that's a long way, and he's on foot. I look up and down the road, hoping to see lights or hear a siren, and the man vomits while my friend holds him. Then he just fades, and he's not there anymore. We look at each other, not sure what to do other than stay with him. We need someone who speaks French. I look back in the direction of the last town, and there's another small group coming, so I run to them and find a character who had been making random appearances throughout the past 2 weeks. I've seen him several times. He's a priest in full dress robes, all in black from head to toe, walking in leather boots with no socks. He wanders across the screen every few days like Hitchcock suddenly appearing in the background of one of his own movies. We've never spoken, but I see him walk by sometimes when I'm sitting in a cafe. Because of how he's dressed, he's an object of fascination. When I reach him, he says he speaks a little bit of French, enough to get by, and I try to explain what's happened. We're not sure if he's still alive, he's unconscious, maybe not breathing, and we need someone who can try to communicate. I think back to the graffiti someone had painted on the sign way back where the dirt path turned away from the paved road. Who are you really? It's one of the many things people write on signs and walls along the Camino, meant to be profound. Who am I? Until this moment, I wasn't really sure. Isn't that why we are here? There was someone I tried to be most of my life, the lead character in my own story, someone who can feel and be comforting in that grown-up way some people have, the kind of protagonist who starts out as a pathetic nobody and through all the right plot points emerges to become the hero of the story. Happy ending. But it always felt like I was pretending. It doesn't come naturally, and it's not what I do when all hell breaks loose. I'm the guy on the phone because months ago I imagined this exact scenario and played it out in my head. Who would I call? I added Spain's emergency number to my phone just in case. It'll never be needed, but what's the harm? Who am I? I'm not the one holding the unconscious man's hand, and I'm not the priest who seems to know what to do in this moment. He kneels next to the body and tries to wake him, puts his hands on him, and looks up at me and shakes his head. I think he's gone, he says. I'm looking for the ambulance. Has it been 7 minutes? I see a car a long way off coming from the direction of Fromista, but it's not an ambulance. It's a police car. The priest is speaking words over the unconscious man, praying in Latin, and suddenly the man's eyes open and he's back. He must have been quite surprised to find this priest kneeling over him. They speak for a moment, and we're able to learn that his name is Bruno and he doesn't remember what happened. The police car rolls up and I explain the situation. He calls someone, and a few minutes later an ambulance arrives. They do what they do, lift him into the back, and Bruno is able to give a little wave as the doors close. I see the priest in a cafe the next day, and he says he spoke to the police officer from the day before, and he says Bruno's fine. He's been taken to a hospital, and his wife is coming to get him. In Season 1 of Game of Thrones, Arya is practicing balance at the top of the stairs. Her father tells her it's a hard fall down these steps. Arya replies, Syrio says every hurt is a lesson. Ned tells Arya that someday she will marry a high lord and her sons will be princes, and you can see in this moment she knows that's not her destiny. No, that's not me, she says, and goes back to practicing the skills that will later save the world. So who are you really? As Lord Grantham tells Matthew in season 1 of Downton Abbey, we all have different parts to play, and we should all be allowed to play them. I was never meant to be lord of anything, but I know who to call.